Hello everyone, welcome to yet another episode of your Passion Discovery. This is Nimkunda Rina, the CEO of your Passion Discovery. For those who are new, please do not forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell to get any new updates on our YouTube channel. Well, today we are back again with a very interesting topic, which is procrastination. And we well know that every time we are trying to pursue or discover our different passions, we face different hindrances. And one of those is procrastination, which is our main topic today, and it's what we're going to talk about. Well, without any further ado, I'd like to invite in our guest speaker today, who is Nimsi Marinate. Hello, everybody. My name again is Nimsi Marinate, and I'm currently a third year law student at Makerere University. Allow me to welcome you again to yet another session or another episode of your Passion Discovery. We are going to be tackling or handling a very important or a very interesting topic about procrastination. When you hear the word procrastination, what comes to your mind? When I hear the word procrastination, different things start coming into my mind. I start to visualize many things, and among others, there are very many stories that I have had while growing up. One of those stories is this. So there was this lady who goes to the stream to get water. While she's fetching the water, a frog gets into her pot of water, but she does not notice this. So she takes this water to her home and puts the pot onto the fire. And then the frog that was inside the water starts to think to itself, should I get out or should I not? It kept doing this over and over and over again and never at any point decided to leave. It only kept saying, oh, one more time, I'll get out. Oh, one more time, I'll get out. And this went on and on and on. The water got it to its boiling point, and the frog could not get out anymore. So now, what happens is that the frog died inside the water after it had boiled. So, what do we learn from this story? Or you might be asking yourself, what is the relation between the frog and the hot water with procrastination? The thing is, it is not about the frog. It is not about the hot water that should be our main concern. Our main concern should be what is the moral story, what is the moral lesson of the story? So now here is the moral lesson of the story. Most times in our lives, we tend to push away things till later because we think we can accomplish these tasks at a later time. But then we realize we have been caught by the deadline. This happens over and over again. So, with this story in mind, and whatever you have heard from your normal experiences, how would you define procrastination? This is how I would define procrastination. This is the practice of always trying to push away things to do them at a later time. In most cases, doing the things we have most pleasure in for things that we have less pleasure in. So that is how I would simply define procrastination. I want to give us an example. Many of us, whenever we are studying or we are given an assignment or an exam, we tend to put off doing that assignment or doing that exam till later in the day, till later in the night, till later in the week, or till later in the month, only to realize that the deadline has caught up with us. And why does this normally happen? Why do we always procrastinate things? This is mainly because we start to get comfortable. We keep thinking we are going to do it, we are going to do it, we are going to do it. We get comfortable with procrastinating. And sometimes, or even the tasks are even heavier, and we feel like, oh, let me do that another day because I feel today I do not have enough energy or the soberness to do that task. So we tend to procrastinate. Sometimes that is because of the complexity of the work or the comfortability that we give to ourselves. So now that we have known that our main problem is procrastination, how then can we overcome that problem? How then can we put our minds around that problem? How can we cure the procrastination? One, we have to plan our goals. Split your goals into manageable tasks. Put your goals into things that you can easily achieve, into tasks that you can easily achieve. And that way you will realize that the task that looked so complex, that looked so hard to achieve, has been so easy to get done with. Secondly,
you can plan your time. You can figure out what exactly you want to do at what time. You figure out what exactly you want to accomplish within what time frame. And therefore, when you have established what you want to accomplish within a certain time frame, it is easier not to push tasks away because you will not settle to do things that give you pleasure, but rather you stick with what is on your timetable. Another way to stop procrastination is actually visualizing the process. When you sit down and close your eyes and visualize the process, you get to realize that the tasks become easier because your mind starts to think it has done this before and the tasks look easier. So, what you would have pushed away for being complex actually now becomes easy and you're able to accomplish the task. Next, another way of avoiding procrastination is planning for distractions. Now that you have realized that you'll always push away some things because of the distractions, learn to put away the distractions. If maybe your phone is your greatest weakness to force you to procrastinate some things, then put it away. Then, if you feel like maybe a new series is the thing that is going to stop you from doing what you actually wanted to achieve, then try to put them away and keep them as rewards for yourself. So when you put away the distractions, it is easier for you to stop the procrastination. Another way to avoid procrastination is planning for failure. Now, failing, people have taken it not to be a part of success, but actually take it to be something that is very detrimental to success. That is something I've learned over time, that failure is actually part of success because when you fail, you tend to learn better than you were the previous time. So now, in most cases, when we fail, we tend to pause or make or get a break such that we sober up and come back when we are better. So the problem is by the time we come back, we have lost a lot of time or we have procrastinated things. I want to give you an example. If maybe you are a mathematician and you're trying to solve a problem, but you reach that point where you cannot go any further. You tend to take off maybe a 5 minutes break, but you realize that this 5 minutes break has continued to 30 minutes to an hour, sometimes even to days. That is when you procrastinate. However, I think if we are to procrastinate every time we meet a roadblock in life, we are never going to get anywhere because there will never be that moment in life when everything seems to be right. If we have to settle for the time when everything seems to be perfect, we may never be able to achieve that. I should call it the most conducive environment. The only thing we have to learn is that we have to use the time that we have right now. It may not be what we really want, but at least it is enough for us to get us. It is enough for us to get to some progress. So therefore, instead of pushing things away, start now. Do whatever you want to do right now. And lastly, motivate yourself. Learn to motivate yourself. I want to give you an example of how you can motivate yourself. You can promise yourself that at the end of accomplishing a certain hard task, you should reward yourself. Maybe say, I'm going to watch a series that would have been your distraction should now be your reward. Or maybe I'm going to eat a certain nice meal that I've been craving for such a long time. Or maybe you can talk to someone that is actually good at accomplishing that same task, and that person will move you to accomplish that task. So always motivate yourself. When you motivate yourself, it is easier for you to get into the mood of doing or performing that task. So in that way, it is easier to do away with procrastination. So with all the steps that I've taken you through in mind, I want you to ask yourself this question as we conclude this whole discussion. What is that one thing that you have always put away for later? What is that one thing you have always said, I will do tomorrow, I will do next week, I will do next month? I want you to think about it and start on it right now. Otherwise, if you found this video very, very interesting, please do not procrastinate. Still go down and click on that subscribe button, and then also you can tap on the notification bell so that you're able to get all our videos when they are uploaded. Still go and put your comment or your question into the comment section. We shall be glad to hear from you. Otherwise, allow me to let you right here. I hope I earned the privilege of your time. Bye bye.